The reason I want to do Turandot, except for the fantastic music, of course, is the story about this woman. Puccini does it a number of times. He is talking about a woman who is trapped in the pressure of being someone that she doesn't want to be. And just like Tosca, Turandot is pressured between la folla, il popolo, the people, and the tradition, the religion, to fulfill a role and to be something that she does not want to be. And I think this is a story that really needs to be told. The figure of Turandot is, it's a myth, of course, and it's the figure of Turandot has, how you read the figure of Turandot has as much to do with Puccini's work as it has to do with the tradition of the piece of Turandot. So my approach to the figure of Turandot is, to start with, has been to remove all the images that we have from the tradition of Turandot and go back to the music and what Puccini wrote. So the way I have been approaching the figure of Turandot is to start with, to get rid of all the images you have of that comes from the tradition of how we're used to see the figure of Turandot. And I try to go back to Puccini's work and the music and what he wrote and the original story inside all the images of Turandot. And I come from theater background. I'm very interested in psychology and what your actions, why you do what you do, what it comes from, and the situations between people and what they lead to. So I've been trying to approach the whole piece, but also Turandot, the figure of Turandot, in a psychological way rather than a mythical way. And it's very funny, and hopefully you will all enjoy it. The role of the chorus in Turandot is, of course, massive. This is the chorus piece. They have some fantastic music, but also their stage presence is very big, very long, and very important. Because I talked earlier about the pressure on Turandot to be something that she is not comfortable with being. And just like other princesses we know and maybe remember from recent times or past times, it is actually what the actual pressure comes from the people. The actual pressure comes from tradition, which is held up by the people, la folla. So I think in Turandot, the chorus has actually the power. They are the instigator. They are the ones who start. They are the reason why this story happens. And also it's a very interesting psychological journey the chorus has, because Puccini is very Freudian in a way. Puccini has a deep psychological insight when he writes this chorus parts, because they long for blood, they are very eager to have an execution, and then as soon as you see the Prince of Persia, they soften. And this is exactly what's happening in the society all around us. When the foreigners or the others, or whoever you define as the others, as long as they are somewhere else, you can do whatever you want to them. But when they become individuals, then you soften. Then suddenly you have a relationship to an individual, and then you turn. And this is really dangerous when a society is unable to comprehend that we are all individuals, that you make people into groups. And that is how a people become a mob. So I think the role of the chorus in Turandot is really a modern and very important story to tell, how a group of people can become a mob and then back again. But the humanism in the chorus of Turandot depends on them seeing the individual. They cannot grasp the idea of humanism if they don't see the individual itself. So it's an important and quite sad story with the chorus. The work that we are trying to do with Turandot is to take away all these layers of tradition on how you see the piece, but also all the layers of misogyny, of racial issues, of cultural appropriation, and all these discussions that are emerging right now. And they are very important issues for the whole industry of opera or theater and entertainment or culture or whatever. We need to discuss this. And our approach to this piece is one try in how to do it. I don't say that we succeed, because the piece is written, as I said, in the Far East, in ancient times. It is written in a period where exotism were a very large movement in Europe. So our approach, which is a try, is to try to get rid of the stereotypes, try to get rid of the tradition, try to get rid of the exotism in how this looks and how people move, but still keep the fairy tale and the psychology. I don't know if we succeed, but we seriously tried to rip the piece of everything that burdens it and take out the story.